taking on the judiciary for your own personal matter, where you're a personal accused, right, doesn't cut ice. Yes, Justice Swarana Kanta Sharma ought to have recused. There's no doubt. See, I don't have much sympathy for Raghav Chadha because he has, after all, joined the BJP. So I don't have much sympathy for him. And there are a lot of us who got very happy offers from the BJP, but many of us have chosen not to join, right? From that point of view, we have decided that we are not going to, enjoy the spoils of war of the BJP. So I have very little respect for Raghav Chadha and his set of politics. See, I think people increasingly are getting the feeling that if you're going to trust anybody against the Bharatiya Janata Party, it has to be the Indian National Congress, right? Because this is the only political party which can fight the Bharatiya Janata Party nationwide. There is no other political party which can fight the Bharatiya Janata Party nationwide. See, BJP is becoming more and more like Goliath, and they are gaining more and more weight. They are losing eyesight because Goliath had only one eye, right? And they're becoming more and more and more like Goliath. So they feel that, since I'm so big, I'm so strong, and I'm so, heavy, so I can just crush all my opponents. So what they're doing is, in the process, that taking the riffraff and the leftover from every political party and adding to them. So only gaining huge mass, and that mass is not muscle, right? So this is effectively going to hurt the BJP at some point in time.
Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. As the political tussle continues in the national capital, Aam Aadmi Party national convener and former Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal made a significant move today following Manish Sisodia's announcement to Justice Swarana Kanta Sharma of withdrawing from the judicial process. Now, in a symbolic move, Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party leaders went to Rajghat to pay tribute to Mahatma Gandhi. And I'm going to quote what exactly Kejriwal said. He said that the same judicial system granted us bail and acquitted us. We are free today because of the judiciary, but certain circumstances have emerged that force us to take the path of Satyagraha. I have explained everything in my letter to the judge. This is a sensitive matter, so I cannot speak much in the media. Now, why has Arvind Kejriwal taken to this Satyagraha strategy? That is the most important question. Why is he sending this message of morality, the silent protest? And of course, he's already written a letter yesterday. Today, the same kind of a letter was repeated by Manish Sisodia, where they have pointed out things like Justice Swarana Kanta Sharma has been attending RSS functions. Her two sons are on the government panel as lawyers. And these are the kind of allegations on the basis of which Arvind Kejriwal and the entire Aam Aadmi Party seems to be going on a Satyagraha path. Now, why is he doing it? What is the kind of political benefit he will reap out of it? Is he going to practice some sort of an unconventional politics from here on? Because there are a number of questions raised on Arvind Kejriwal, especially after the exit of Raghav Chadha and 6 other MPs. So we'll try and discuss all of this. Joining me this evening is senior Congress leader Brijesh Kalapa, who was there in the Aam Aadmi Party for a very brief period. And he joins us. Thank you so much, Brijesh Kalapa, for joining on HW News. My first question to you is, what is this Satyagraha politics which Arvind Kejriwal has now embarked on? And it seems that the entire party is following that style.
Neeluji, I think this style of politics, I somehow don't approve of it. Because if you're going to take on the judiciary, whom are you taking on? You're taking on the Indian people. Because the judiciary is a creation of the Indian Constitution. So, taking on the judiciary for your own personal matter, where you're a personal accused, right, doesn't cut ice, right? If Mahatma Gandhi was taking on the judiciary, he was taking it on for the Indian people, because the Indian people had a right to either untaxed salt, and whether it was in Champaran for in regard to the indigo farmers. So Mahatma Gandhi took it up for the Indian people, but here you are yourself an accused person, right? Presently, there has been a discharge, but ultimately, the matter is up in appeal. So, whom are you against? You are against the Indian people. So, this doesn't cut ice. This is not a style of politics which will find acceptance by the Indian people. This much is my firm belief in this regard. Second is that yes, Justice Swarana Kanta Sharma ought to have recused. There's no doubt, and there's no gainsaying, because there is a judgment of General Pinochet, and that is with regard to the conflict of interest. And this judgment has been upheld by the House of Lords. That is that is the law ruling the world now with regard to the conflict of interest. So it need not just be commercial interest; it can also be the interest of a person who has a slanted view for various reasons. There was a judge who had very deep roots with Amnesty International, and that Amnesty International had an interest in bringing General Pinochet to London and to face trial there. So this is a given that there is the law with regard to conflict of interest has changed, and perhaps Justice Swarana Kanta Sharma ought to realize that at some point in time. But the point is that Mr. Kejriwal has the right to appeal. So without exercising the right to appeal, right, to go and take on the judiciary in this manner, I think is wholly inappropriate. It's just not done.
But I'm trying to understand as to what kind of a political benefit or what kind of a political dividend is he looking at reaping? Is he trying to send a message to his detractors who are writing him off, and they are saying that the Aam Aadmi Party or the Kejriwal bubble has burst, and his ascent was fast, but his descent is faster now, especially after the disclosures made by Raghav Chadha and the other MPs?
See, I don't have much sympathy for Raghav Chadha, because he has, after all, joined the BJP. So I don't have much sympathy for him. And there are a lot of us who got very happy offers from the BJP, but many of us have chosen not to join, right? From that point of view, we have decided that we are not going to, enjoy the spoils of war of the BJP. So I have very little respect for Raghav Chadha and his set of politics. In fact, I was just seeing his Instagram account. It's down from nearly 15 million followers to nearly 12 million followers now. So I think that itself says that the people generally also don't like this kind of politics, because if you're going to jump from one bag to another bag, all in search of power, I don't think it sends a very good signal. But as far as Mr. Kejriwal is concerned, Mr. Kejriwal's style of politics, right, was generally people-centric. And that's the reason he perhaps succeeded. Now, by taking on the judiciary, by going and sitting at Mahatma Gandhi's stall, so I don't know how much it will help him, because this is not typical politics. Because like I said, whose case are you fighting first? You're fighting the case of yourself. You're not fighting the case of the Indian people or the Delhi people, right? One. Two, whom are you taking on? You're taking on the Indian people. So how does it help you? I don't think that the people of India are not smart enough to realize that these are the distinct differences between what the battle that Mahatma Gandhi fought and the difference between the battle you're fighting today.
No, but how much of this alternative politics is going to gain traction, Brajesh? You've been with the Aam Aadmi Party for a brief stint. What was your feeling? And all these allegations which were raised by Raghav Chadha that the atmosphere is very toxic, you don't get to work, you can't do things which are against Arvind Kejriwal. Now, what is the larger message? And will this alternative politics of Aam Aadmi Party really have traction in the days to come? Because now what happens in Punjab, we do not know. Many people and many analysts from Punjab and senior journalists have been saying that now it's the time is up for Bhagwant Mann government in Punjab. BJP will try all its tricks to dislodge the government. They will try and poach all the MLAs of Aam Aadmi Party. So many things could happen.
See, first let me speak about how it's going to benefit the Congress party, right? See, I think people increasingly are getting the feeling that if you're going to trust anybody against the Bharatiya Janata Party, it has to be the Indian National Congress, right? Because this is the only political party which can fight the Bharatiya Janata Party nationwide. There is no other political party which can fight the Bharatiya Janata Party nationwide. This is the first part. Second is with regard to parties like the Aam Aadmi Party, and they have consistently been losing, whether losing Delhi, now I think losing 7 Rajya Sabha MPs, and then subsequently it's a no-brainer that they are going to lose Punjab in a very short period in time. So, as far as the Congress party is concerned, and this is my feeling about the Congress party, and the Congress party is really a coalition of several ideas, and this is going to enrich the Congress party. The fact that the Aam Aadmi Party is going down and under is going to enrich the Congress party, because the Congress party also, over a period of time, had become little less reactive and had become little, maybe some people say that, the honest people in the party were missing and so on and so. So this is how the Congress party is going to benefit. So this is the loss of the Aam Aadmi Party, because both states, the alternative is only the Indian National Congress, and in both of these states, I think the Indian National Congress will benefit.
But what do you feel? You said that it is an advantage to Congress, and people can see how much really can Arvind Kejriwal fight against BJP. But one thing which really stood out was that after Raghav Chadda's exit and other MPs who made an exit from Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal and the other leaders have not spoken against BJP. Now, this was something which everyone was expecting. At least they should have said something that why did you poach my MPs or whatever. But we did not hear a single line of criticism for the BJP. Does that go to substantiate the charges that Aam Aadmi Party is a B team of the BJP?
No, I don't know if that is a way to analyze it, but I think Mr. Kejriwal, knowing his politics, would be waiting for the right time to say what he is going to say, right? But that's besides the point. Point is that today, like I said, the Aam Aadmi Party is becoming less and less and less of a national alternative to the Indian National Congress. Because any person who's going to vote for the Aam Aadmi Party is going to realize that it's a losing vote. There's just no point in voting for the Aam Aadmi Party, which is probably because, like you realize, the Bharatiya Janata Party today is a massive structure. And if you're going to give the Bharatiya Janata Party these bite-sized pieces, they're just going to swallow them. So I think even from the electors' point of view, electors have to go to a large structure which can actually stand up to the bullying nature of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And it can't be any of these.
Right. No, but is Kejriwal Satyagraha also in a way is some sort of a sympathy card? Because people are saying, and Raghav Chadda himself had been saying that some 63 MLAs of the Aam Aadmi Party are in touch with him. And what happens to the Bhagwant Mann government? There's so much of uncertainty. So amidst this political uncertainty, is Arvind Kejriwal trying to evoke the sympathy of the people through this Satyagraha?
See, if the party MLAs are leaving Arvind Kejriwal and going voluntarily to the Bharatiya Janata Party, I don't know how much of sympathy,
No,
Mr.
but
Kejriwal.
no one knows right now whether it's voluntary or under pressure. Look at what happens to Mr. Mittal. The ED raids were happening, and then he also joined BJP. So, how much of it's voluntary, how much of it is under pressure, we do not know as of now.
No, I don't agree with you there. Everybody knows everything. ये public है, public सब जानती है. Everybody knows what is exactly happening within every political party. And the public knows exactly who was saleable in the very first place, who is not saleable, who is good, who is honest. And public knows every single thing about every political party. So I don't know if we can say that no, they have a feeling about some rogue that no, he's a good man. The public knows everything.
No, but are you indicating that BJP knew how to capitalize on the vulnerabilities of Aam Aadmi Party, and which is why they went on this poaching mission?
See, BJP is becoming more and more like Goliath, and they are gaining more and more weight. They are losing eyesight because Goliath had only one eye, right? And they're becoming more and more and more like Goliath. So they feel that, since I'm so big, I'm so strong, and I'm so, heavy, so I can just crush all my opponents. So what they're doing is, in the process, that taking the riffraff and the leftover from every political party and adding to them. So only gaining huge mass, and that mass is not muscle, right? So this is effectively going to hurt the BJP at some point in time. This is the real thing that the BJP will, lose, and it only takes one David with, a catapult to bring Goliath down, and this is eventually where it will all lead to. Because where was the need for the Bharatiya Janata Party to have 7 more MPs? Did they need it? But the point is, despite the fact that they don't need it, they are willing to eat.
No, but one would call it a smart game played by the brute majority game they were playing. So they did an Operation Lotus in Rajya Sabha. They poached the MPs by hook or by crook, and now they've been able to garner a little more numbers in Rajya Sabha for themselves.
So that's right, but ultimately it's only adding to the Bharatiya Janata Party's corpulence. So they're becoming fatter, and fatter, and they're just going to fall on by their own weight at some point in time. And this additional weight is not really helping them at all, because, like I said, see, Raghav Chadha, poor chap, he spent a good year or two trying to boost and bolster his own self-image. Now, where is that image when his image has completely been marginalized, diminished? Where was the point? Point is that a person of some eminence need not join the Bharatiya Janata Party. Rather, he loses his image when he joins the Bharatiya Janata Party. So, if a person is trying to bolster his image to try to keep up his Instagram followers, that's not helping somebody like Raghav Chadha. So that is indicative of what the Bharatiya Janata Party's perception is as far as the Indian electorate is concerned. So they have absolutely no respect, no confidence in the Bharatiya Janata Party and the way it does politics.
But are you sensing something sinister, Brajesh, in the lines of what we saw in Maharashtra? How they poached and split the Shiv Sena. Is BJP trying to attempt something on the similar line? And everyone is talking about it. And even though Aam Aadmi Party has said that they will seek disqualification of these 7 MPs, but is BJP really headed on that same sinister design? The way they try to...
It's definitely so. But the very fact that the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is a non-existent player in Punjab, is thinking of taking over discredited Aam Aadmi Party legislators in Punjab and then forming a government and then trying to ensure that their writ runs over a period of time, I think itself is, coming back to my first proposition, that the Bharatiya Janata Party has completely lost the plot and that they are willing to go to any extent to try to retain power. And by that exercise, they are actually shooting themselves in the foot.
But do you believe, or maybe you have a feeling that somehow Bhagwant Mann could end up being the Punjab's Eknath Shinde?
No, I don't know so much about it. I don't know so much about the role that Bhagwant Mann is playing. I honestly don't know if Mr. Kejriwal has been fair to him, because ultimately a degree of fairness helps. If you're fair to your colleagues and to your compatriots, it always helps, because they usually they show the same kind of fairness in their dealings with you. But I honestly don't know if Mr. Kejriwal has been fair. But if he has been unfair, and I think if Mr. Mann gives him the same kind of treatment, I think we'll know in times to come. But I have no idea about their relationship.
No, but as far as Raghav MPs are concerned, do you believe that, or do you feel that Arvind Kejriwal has been unfair to them?
No, I'm not aware of that. But the point is that they benefited. It's like somebody said. I don't know if it was Prakash Raj who said that since the Delhi police is not very effective in fighting with Dawood Ibrahim, I'm going to join Dawood Ibrahim. It's like that. So as a former police officer, you can't join the other side. So I think it's as simple as that. That I think people understand everything. The people of India understand everything. Why are you going to join the Bharatiya Janata Party? What are you getting in return? They understand everything, because they have seen the party for too long. They've seen it for 12 long years now. They don't require any more time to assess, to evaluate a political party like the Bharatiya Janata Party. They've seen enough.
No, but this Gandhian Satyagraha which Arvind Kejriwal is talking about, I saw a few tweets of Congress leaders yesterday where they said that what kind of a Gandhian Satyagraha is this? And he's talking about Gandhi, and he was the one to remove Gandhi's portrait from his office. So I'm sure this is something which is a good development for Congress. But do you believe that Arvind Kejriwal is completely exposed as far as this Gandhian Satyagraha is concerned?
No, you're right. It's exposed for two reasons. That throughout his tenure, for around 10 years as chief minister, he never showed Gandhi the kind of respect that Gandhi deserves, right? First. Second is, in fact, he had Gandhi's pictures removed from all these offices. Now, after he loses everything, to go back to Gandhi is almost like Mr. Modi hugging Mr. Gandhi, while 90% of his party members are celebrating Godse. So it's almost like that.
No, but how do you see the future of Arvind Kejriwal? The kind of politics he's embarking on. At least I get a sense that he will go back to his old tricks of protesting and agitating. He will be seen more as an agitator, evoking sympathy, trying to talk about the people. But what is the future of Arvind Kejriwal? Is the future in doldrums? Is the future uncertain about Aam Aadmi Party?
See, Neeluji, you're also very senior journalist, and you've also seen political parties hold up. You've seen political parties leaders, just going to slip into oblivion, and you've seen that with Mr. Mahanta in Assam. You've seen a number of these things. I think slowly Mr. Kejriwal is actually inching into oblivion, because he can't go back to the streets after people have seen, the kind of opulent lifestyle he had. They're not going to buy it that he's, a street fighter and he's going to fight for our cause, right? And I think there have been a number of mistakes made in the last 10 years that is going to cost him very heavily. And therefore, without having run out of ideas, he has now come to embrace Gandhi in his fight against the judiciary and in regard to Justice Swarana Kanta Sharma, which is, I think, highly misplaced. This ought not to have been his reaction at all in the first place.
No, but his Gandhian Satyagraha, you found it fake, very artificial?
No, definitely so, because of the facts that I just mentioned, that you show no respect to Mahatma Gandhi throughout your tenure as the chief minister of two states, and then you suddenly want to embrace him at a time when you have no options left. I think that itself indicates that he has no answers, and a person who has no answers and a person who has no imagination really has no place in Indian politics.
But I was interviewing Ashutosh for the same channel yesterday for this very HW News, where he said that it's impossible. I mean, one should not write off Arvind Kejriwal completely because he's known to do unconventional politics. He will bring out something, which is out of the box, and then people will be left surprised.
No, I'll be very surprised if he's able to do something which ingratiates him to the Indian people again. I will personally be very surprised because, in my view, I think he has run out of ideas. And the very fact that he has today gone to Mahatma Gandhi's resting place itself indicates that he has completely run out of ideas. If he had better ideas, he would have put them into practice. Because ultimately, like Mahatma Gandhi himself said, that the only way you can become a leader and take on issues is by raising issues of the people. And these are not issues of the people that Mr. Kejriwal is raising. These are his own personal issues. He has a personal pain which he, is seeking the help of Mahatma Gandhi to redress.
But Vijay, the other way of looking at this particular deadlock between Kejriwal and Swarana Kanta Sharma would be that this is about an issue, a very unconventional issue, and how judiciary is capitulating before the powers that be. So maybe it's a very unconventional subject which he's picking up.
So then he doesn't know what is happening within the judiciary because the judiciary itself is divided on the Swarana Kanta Sharma issue. He should know that 50% or more of the judiciary want her to recuse because they don't want this to be the central subject on which the Delhi High Court's reputation is eventually decided. So he should know that much at least. In fact, I think a majority of the judges wouldn't even have liked this situation to continue. They would have asked Justice Swarana Kanta Sharma to recuse, privately, of course. But this is, of course, has to be decided in a higher court. So he has, like I said, he doesn't even know what is happening, in his own domain, which is in Delhi. So I think he has lost out a lot there.
Right. So my last question to you, Brijesh, is that has the Arvind Kejriwal bubble, has it burst?
No, I wouldn't go so far as saying it has already burst, but it's eventually getting there. That is the feeling I get. Because after having lost Delhi, and today after having, lost 7 parliamentary members out of 10, I think increasingly he becomes more and more marginalized and more, forgotten.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Brijesh, for joining on HW News. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.